Good evening. It is Friday, September 13th, 2013. This is your Island Blader speaking. Here's what's happening. Yep. What can you say? We lost to the Pats. Again. Any surprise there? But I mean, this had to be one of the worst losses I have ever seen. And you could sit here, you can make excuses about it's our rookie quarterback in his second ever NFL game. You can say the fact that it rained like hell in the second half of the game. The bottom line is we gave a football game away. And when you're facing, you may have facing the best quarterbacks of all time, that's fine. But when you're facing the worst New England Patriot team that Tom Brady has played on in probably his whole career, and you can't take advantage of that, no matter how good your defense was, frustrating him, he spends most of the game screaming at his receivers saying, "Where are you?" Misrunning routes, dropping the passes and everything. And oh my God. And the only thing worse than that inept offense in New England was the Jets' inept offense. I mean, losing 13-10 against a lousy defense like the Patriots? Are you kidding me? No receivers, man. Clyde Gates should have been cut this morning. I mean, you dumped Braylon Edwards for Clyde Gates? Are you kidding me? How many drops did he have yesterday? Including a touchdown that he should have caught? I mean, goodness gracious. Between these two teams, it was just total ineptness altogether between the both of them. But this was more of a game of who could look more inept. I mean, the Jets didn't lose to the Patriots last night. The Patriots did not lose to the Patriots did not beat the Jets last night. The Jets beat themselves. Okay, you're sitting there and you're watching Tom Brady struggle up the yin-yang, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, the defense, the run game isn't getting anywhere because the run defense is running suffocation, letting Stephon Ridley get nothing, and my goodness, and the offense, oh my goodness. And do I mention, how many Patriot offensive weapons did not play yesterday? I mean, no Gronkowski, the other tight end is in jail for murder. Look at all those weapons. Welker is long gone, but when did Julian Edelman start to look like Wes Welker, cutting across little shortcut route and try and take off? Julian Edelman had about 13 catches last night. I mean, apparently it's only for like 78 yards, but still, I mean, the guys are catching third down conversions. Something the Jet defense used to be good at, not allowing third down conversions. And again, the Jets had God knows how many opportunities last night after they got within 13-10. Okay? Because, I mean, the defense, first of all, the defense buckled down. After they give up the touchdown, first drive of the game, Tom Brady made this, fake handoff play action where he, dropped it, and then, the Aaron Dobson, who, wide open, 37-yard touchdown, and you're sitting there and you're like, oh, Lord, here it comes. And after that, the Jet defense, the Jets didn't give up another touchdown again. And you're thinking, you're like, okay. They're looking great. You're like, oh, right, let's go. And the offense. I mean, look. And people say, oh, if Sanchez were in the game, he'd do better. He would have, he would have stunk it worse. I mean, that was some of the crappiest play calling I've ever seen. You're playing, and you look at the Jet offense. Pardon me. You see Chris Ivory, running amok all over the place with the football. And you go away from that in the fourth quarter, down 13-10. I mean, the third quarter with that beautiful drive there that led to the touchdown, getting the Jets within 3 points. I mean, come on, man, really? It's like, come on, just pound the ball. Go back to ground and pound. I know Brian Schottenheimer's not here anymore to emphasize it, but I mean, come on. So they go away from it, quick Marty Morningway, quick to get away from the run. Let's have Geno keep passing. I mean, Geno's got happy feet himself. I mean, how many times have I seen Geno Smith have wide open, Geno Smith with wide open lanes to just run the ball and get a few yards. And most of all, the biggest mistake, early in the fourth quarter, okay? Early in the fourth quarter, the Jets had their best opportunity to at least tie this football game and on the New England 26-yard line. Okay, we get that big play to Stephen Hill, who, I can't believe it, caught a pass. Never mind the fact that he actually had a big reception in the first quarter early, and gets the ball knocked out of his hands. That led to the New England field goal, putting him up 10-0. No, going back to the fourth quarter, Hill makes a big play, and you're like, wow, here we go. And on the 26-yard line, you're like, all right, come on. Geno Smith, he's scrambling to his left, and you're like, all right, come on, just run. He throws an ill-timed pass, rookie mistake, intended for Holmes, tipped up, intercepted, wasted play. That was the best chance they had, and, the rest is whatever. I also, speaking of, want to commend 3 of our 5 guys on the offensive line, because it pisses me off, too, when we lose to the New England Patriots. But, my fellow high schooler, Disgraceful Ferguson, really, it wasn't like him. No, but, what happened after Aqib Talib picked the ball off and effectively ended the game on the final drive, we spun all arrogantly out of bounds. Mangold came in, he was on the ground, took Aqib Talib out by, I think it was like the back of his leg, or near his ankle, or no, near his ACL or whatever, I don't know. Took him out, it led to a big melee. Ferguson's throwing punches. Willie Colon apparently hit a referee. Now that makes you concerned for the next game against Buffalo. What will happen? I'm sure Mangold will be fined. D'Brickashaw, Colon and D'Brickashaw were ejected from the game, not like it mattered because the game was over anyway. But, I'm concerned for Willie Colon because, he struck an official. Okay? Intent or not, getting contact with an official just to get in the face of someone else, it doesn't matter. So for some reason, at the worst, I'm seeing Willie Colon being suspended. Just because he touched an official. So but hey, I commend them though. I say good, bunch of goons. To the Patriots, that is. Like I said, I'm pissed if I lose to them too. It's a rivalry game, it's heated, and everything else. But the point is that, the ineptitude between these two teams, but the Jets looking more inept than the Patriots, who have nobody, no Gronkowski, no Hernandez, no Wes Welker, no Shane Vereen, nobody. And you still lose the game. 2 rookie wide receivers who don't know what the heck they're doing. And they still couldn't take advantage of it. It's amazing. It really is amazing. Granted, okay, had we won the game, okay. We'd be a very ugly 2-0. It'd be an ugly 2-0. We were fortunate to win. We could be 2-0 just as much as possible as we should be 0-2. We were fortunate to beat Tampa. Okay? But this game we should have won. Okay? So maybe also another situation, you say, okay, we're at 1-1, but if you think about it, the 2 games we played, you should reverse them. Jesus, oh my God, it makes you sick. And another thing I want to get into is the game management thing, because this is really against, anybody. When you're in a close game, especially in the fourth quarter, not just the second half, why in the world would you burn 2 timeouts? You need, in a close game, you knew it was going to be a close game. Okay? Yes, the Jets were 12-point underdogs in this game. But, it said it's not, whatever. You need your timeouts. Okay? By the 2-minute warning, by the early part of the fourth quarter, the Jets had only 1 timeout left. Because, we're panicked, we don't know what to do, so you call a timeout. Okay, in a close game you need them, and the Jets had all their timeouts used by the 2-minute warning. They took their last timeout with 2:12 on the clock, which means that luckily, Brady could have made 1 play, and the game would have been over right after the 2-minute warning. Luckily, he handed the ball off, went conservative, the Jets got the ball back. But still, you need those timeouts. I'm not taking away the fact that, Geno got intercepted to end the game, and it happens. It can happen to any team, driving to win a game out of desperation mode. It can happen to anyone. It happens. But when it happens to your own team, of course, naturally you get frustrated more than anything. But, I mean, some of the decisions that Rex does make. I mean, he goes conservative late in first halves. You know, a lot of times, I mean, he's got, let's say, 2 timeouts and a minute 30 on the clock before halftime. You know, and he'll just sit on the ball. I mean, really. The conservative, the conservative stuff. It's ridiculous. You know? It's ridiculous. It's like, come on. It's either you don't trust your quarterback. I mean, this is going back to Sanchez too. Okay? And I mean, seriously, man. Seriously. I mean, I'm not trying to make sense. I know Geno Smith is only in his second game, but he did not win the starting quarterback job for a reason. He won it on default. You know, everyone's saying, Sims, why isn't, Geno's not ready? Put in Matt Sims. Listen, I like Matt Sims. He has a cannon of an arm, but can he play with the first team? You know? Just because a third-string quarterback looks impressive in, late in the preseason doesn't mean a thing. Okay? Just like the same thing when they talked about Ryan Spadola, who, by the way, dropped a big pass yesterday. Right down the middle, right near midfield, he dropped the pass, hit him right in the hands. Okay, you calling him the next Wayne Corbett? Okay, how many times? I mean, how many drop passes happened last night? Stephen Hill, Clyde Gates, you name it. I mean, it's a bummer we didn't have Curly. I remember last year Curly torched these guys. 7 catches for 120 yards last year out of these guys. And it's just, you need, like I said, you got to cut Clyde Gates. Please go, please. That was disgraceful. Drops a touchdown, drops another big pass that hit him right in the hands. Hit him in the face. Oh, it was embarrassing. It was an absolute embarrassment. Santonio had a couple of nice plays, but I mean, all else, I mean, it was disgraceful. It was despicable. It's the Patriots. You want to feel good. You're saying, man, these guys can't do crap. You could easily handle this game, and it takes all that, and all in all, it adds up to a loss. It just, and you know what? For all we know, that might bring up the Patriots' confidence. With the crap team they have now. We see them again on the 20th of October. With the product they have, I mean, really. I mean, I bet you they'll start being themselves again. They've won 2 very lucky games, but trust. Sometimes, even when the Patriots think, whatever, they somehow come together. When you have a future Hall of Fame quarterback and a future Hall of Fame coach. Somehow, some way, they got it done. And all we get, what do we get on this side? Laughter, mockery, and everything else. And it seems like that's the package of being a Jet fan today. It's just watching cruel and unusual punishment, and last night was one example of it. This is your Island Blader speaking. Peace out for now.